turning to Ukraine, where the military is using rocket launchers to take on Russian forces. And in the southern city of Mariupol, Ukraine says Russia attacked a steel plant with 35 airstrikes in just 24 hours. Chris Livesay is following the story from Kyiv.
Well, Mariupol is still standing, with Ukrainian fighters still holding out. But elsewhere in the east, Ukraine says Russian forces have captured several villages in the Donbas region, now the center of the invasion, but not the only front. As Ukraine fiercely fights back in the east, a new front may be appearing to the country's west. For 2 days, mysterious explosions in Transnistria, the pro-Kremlin breakaway region of Moldova where Russian troops are based. Moldova, without naming names, says the blasts were aimed at creating pretexts for straining the security situation. This as the global security situation grows more fragile, with Russia repeatedly firing missiles directly over Ukraine's nuclear plants. What is this? Are they threatening or correcting fire? I'm speechless, said Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, accusing Russia of threatening to turn nuclear power into a weapon on the very anniversary of the Chernobyl explosion that shot a fireball high into Ukraine's sky 36 years ago. Amid the threat of Russian shelling, no light is allowed save for these candles to honor the dead in the nearby town of Slavutic, built from scratch for the evacuees. Even more traumatic than the worst nuclear disaster in history is Russia's invasion today, says Mayor Yuri Fomichov, when a tank battalion occupied the Chernobyl plant, risking yet another catastrophe before retreating after a month. Even Mayor Fomichov himself was taken hostage. Enraged citizens rose up, waving Ukrainian flags. Soldiers fired warning shots and stun grenades, but they refused to disperse until their mayor was freed and their town liberated. Survivors now of not one, but two historic tragedies in Ukraine, says Alexei, who witnessed both the reactor and this war explode. We never expected either of them, he says. Chernobyl 36 years ago, or Russia attacking its brothers today. I can't wrap my head around it. All they can do is remember those lost in one nuclear disaster and hope not to bear witness to another. Energy, nuclear or otherwise, is yet another weapon in this war. Today, Russian energy firm Gazprom says it's cut off the gas to Poland and Bulgaria because they won't pay in rubles. Ukraine says it's the start of, quote, gas blackmail aimed at Europe. Anne-Marie, Vlad.
All right, Chris, thank you. We want to bring in Joe Inwood from our partners at BBC Now. He's covering the war from Kyiv. Joe, thanks for joining us again this morning. Let's first off talk about this news that Russia is cutting off gas from Poland and Bulgaria. Sure, that's going to hurt Russia to a certain degree. They depend on this money to fund this war. But what about Poland and Bulgaria? How much do they depend on energy sources from Russia?
Well, last year, Poland got 50% of its gas from Russia, Bulgaria 90%. And in a phrase there, you have the real problem with Europe and its relationship with Russia, especially countries in the east and the center. They've become so dependent on oil and on gas from Russia that Russia thought in many ways it could get away with its actions in Ukraine. It thought that the economic cost was going to be so significant that countries in Europe, even members of NATO, would look the other way as it invaded Ukraine. Now, of course, that hasn't been the case. There has been a firm line, an almost united front from the EU member states in saying that they would not pay for this gas in rubles. That would have been a breach of sanctions. Only Hungary has gone against that. Only Hungary has agreed to pay in rubles, and they've been spared any repercussions by the Americans. But we're seeing today the backlash from Russia and the leverage they have over some European countries.
So, Joe, I want to talk about these explosions in Moldova. What do we know about them? What's causing them, and who's suspected of setting them off?
Well, that very much depends who you speak to. So we're talking about a place called Transnistria. It's a thin strip of land on the eastern end of Moldova, so it's on the western border of Ukraine. And ever since the fall of the USSR in the early 90s, it declared independence. It's Russian-backed, and since 1995, it's had a large contingent of Russian troops there. That is crucial in understanding why this matters. So what we're hearing from one side is that the Ukrainians are coming in and attacking a Russian ally, but the Ukrainians are saying, no, this is a false flag operation, something to give the Russians a pretext either for bringing their troops out of Transnistria and into the east of Ukraine, the west of Ukraine, or to give the forces in the east a pretext to continue their advances, cutting off not just this Azov Sea as they already have, but the Black Sea coast, taking the country of invading Moldova as well, potentially. That is the fear, and that's why this matters so much.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Joe. Appreciate it as always. Be safe.